Assalamu alaikum. We're carrying on with correction of errors. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to watch the first video on correction of errors where we did the example together, and then I used the activity in the FET notes to do it, right? Now I'm going to go through an entire task with you so that you're going to see the different types of errors, and then you will do one task on your own. So I'm on page 188 at task 6.9, and we're doing transaction analysis. Okay, show how the errors given below can be corrected in the books of PIC stores and follow the example given. So the example given is you have to see that you have to write the number of the transaction, which account must you debit and which account must you credit, and what is the amount, and this is to correct the error, right? So we're going to do a T account, and I'm going to show you how we do it. So stationery purchased for 70 Rand cash was debited to consumable stores. Instead of stationery account, correct the error. So what they've done is corrected the right one, they've debited the correct one, they've credited the incorrect one, and then they've put in the amount. So if you get used to it and you know how to do it straight away, you can debit the stationery and credit the consumable stores with the amount, it doesn't matter. But now I'm going to show you how to do each one, and you'll see how errors, can you see there? Just want to write and keep this thing in the video. So if you're looking at each question is a different question. So I can't actually show you every error, but at least if we go through these examples here, then you will get the rhythm and the method, right? So we're doing correction of errors. So the first one here is saying that the wages column total of 1200 Rand in the CPJ was posted in error to the salaries account. Okay, so what did we do in the first place, right? So for number one, I'm looking at what I've done already. Okay, the wages column was posted in error to the salaries account. So what I did is the salaries account, okay, because it's an expense, I debited it with 1200 Rand. And remember, we're working with CPJ. So the bank would have been credited with 1200 Rand. Okay, so that's the CPJ. From the CPJ, we would debit salaries and we credited bank. So this one is correct. I don't need to do anything about it. This is the incorrect account. So what I need to do to close it off is I need to credit it here. Can you see? I'm going to credit it, and what must I debit? I need to debit the wages account. Okay, so I'm going to debit my wages account with the 1200 Rand, and I'm going to credit my salaries account. So what is my transaction going to be? My transaction is going to be debit wages, and I'm going to credit salaries. So I've cancelled that one off with 1200 Rands. Can you see what I've done there? So what will be here? My account debited will be my wages, and I'm going to credit salaries, and my amount will be 1200 Rands. Let's go to number two. Number two says an amount of 800 Rand received from M. Mochunu was posted in error to the personal account data of M. Munchuni, right? So you can see how close the names are, and that's why we've made an error. So what has happened here? We have an amount of 800 Rand that came in from a debtor. So what will be my first transaction, right? Is I have a debtor, a money came into my business. So what am I going to debit, right? So I'm going to debit my bank with 800 Rand. And what did I do? I've credited M. Muchunu with the 800 Rand. So this one is the correct one. So we don't focus on that one there, right? Now we're focusing on the incorrect one. So what we need to do is we need to cancel this transaction. So I need to debit him to cancel that off. So again, he owes me 800 Rand. And who must I credit? I must credit Emu Chune. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to, who do I need to credit? I need to credit this. Sorry, I didn't write it properly here. MNCHU. This is a UNE, right? I have to credit this guy here. Okay, so to correct the entry, I'm going to debit the one that I credited by mistake. Emuchuno with the 800, and I'm going to credit the proper person who I'm supposed to credit, Emuchune, with 800. Okay, so can you see it's easier to see what I did wrong? Close that account off by crediting, by debiting this guy here now. Okay, so this is the one that's coming here, and crediting the one that's the one supposed to be credited. Okay, let's do number 3. So for number 3, it says goods purchased for 110 Rand cash reflected in error in the consumable stores account. So the cash part is telling you what did you do? You bought something, so already you know your bank is going to be credited. This is testing your transactions, right? And how to do debits and credits. So goods purchased for 110 Rand. So I'm going to credit my bank with 110 Rand. But what did I do? Okay. The goods were purchased, but what did I debit? Consumable stores. 110 Rand. So now, what do I need to do to correct the error? I need to take it out of consumable stores. So that needs a credit. And what must I debit? I need to debit trading stock with 110 Rand. Okay? So what I need to do now, obviously if they give you the question with the cost of sales, then you'll have to fix it up. But this one, it's just a transfer of the 110 Rand, right? So what am I debiting? I'm debiting my trading stock, which is the correct one that's supposed to be debited with 110 Rand. And who did I credit? Consumable stores with 110 Rand, which took it out of there. So I've made that 0, right? I've cancelled that transaction and I've put it in the correct account. This one doesn't change. Right? Can you see the pattern? And once you get used to it, you'll be able to just correct the right, debit the right one and